Hi, hello. So, yesterday I went to the Socal Fiber Arts Fair and it was a lot of fun. Honestly, before I talk about it, let's get into the thing that everybody wants to see, what I got. So, Fiber Arts Fair Hall. I honestly didn't go in expecting to get a lot, and I really didn't. I kind of thought, this was my first one, so I kind of, for some reason, thought that there was going to be a lot of, like, displays of other people's work, and that was the main focus, and there were displays of other people's work, but the main focus was definitely the shops, which I was not aware of. So I didn't go in looking to get much, so I didn't end up really getting much. Let's start with what I got for me. Also, I got everything from the same shop, Wonderland Dye Works. I think I follow them on Instagram because I have seen this red and black yarn before. It's in my saves, and I mean, look, we match. Hold on, I actually got one more of this one. We match. And so this is from Wonderland Dye Works. I think out of this, I'm going to make a mock neck tank top. I was hoping that 2 would be enough, but I was talking to, I presume, the shop owner about it, and I asked, and she was like, 2 might be stretching it, and the more I thought about it, the more I was like, yeah, 2 might be stretching it. So I got a 3rd one. Very excited for this. I mean, again, look, it basically blends into my PJs. It blends into my hair. We matched. This is perfect for me. And I'm really excited about it. It is called Ignite. It is 85% superwash merino wool and 15% NEP, N-E-P. I don't actually know what NEP is. There we go. I don't actually know what NEP is, so if you know, please do let me know, because I don't know. Hand-dyed in the San Francisco Bay Area. Care, hand wash in cool water, dry flat. That makes sense. So, the next thing I got was these 2 purples. For anybody that doesn't know, purple is my favorite color. This is the same blend, 85% superwash merino wool and 15% NEP. Although, hold on, I think they're different yardages? Nope, they're the same. They're both 100 grams. Grams? Grams. And they're both 2-ply US 5 to 7 needles. So, I assume they mean knitting needles and not crochet needles. So I just started knitting. If you followed along on this channel for a while, you'll know that I crochet, but I just started knitting. I'm making my first scarf. It's coming very slowly because I have a repetitive stress injury on this side, and yesterday I was like, oh, I think I've finally recovered, and I crocheted for, I think, 2.5 hours on the drive there and back, and that was definitely a bad idea because, owie, I hurt again. Anyways, back to the purples. I think I'm going to make a really wide scarf, like a scarf that's bordering on shawl. Like, is it a scarf? Is it a shawl? Not really sure. I'm not sure that it's something I'm going to keep for myself because even though purple is my favorite color, I don't wear a lot of purple. I've been contemplating bringing it into my wardrobe, but just, I never find, I don't know. I don't know. Purple isn't usually a color that I wear, but it's a color I really like working with. So this may be something that ends up on my Depop. And then the last thing I got, I wasn't actually planning on getting. I wasn't even going to get. But my partner basically went and grabbed these and was like, can you make me a poncho? And I was like, it's basically a blanket with a hole in it, so yeah, I can probably make you a poncho. Either that, or it's 2 triangles sewn together. I might go for the 2 triangles sewn together method, because that seems easier. But these are like a tealish blue. Its name is Dark... Oh, wait, I forgot to tell you the name of this one. The name of this one is Starburst, which I love. I love that all of these are like space and sky themed. I think that's why I followed them on Instagram, because they were space and sky themed, and I love it when things are space and sky themed. Anyways, so this is Starburst. And this is Darkening Sky. Its base is Smitten. I don't really know what that means. It's 100% superwash merino wool, 100 grams, and uses US 1 to 3 needles. So I will be making Oh god. This is gonna take so long to make a poncho out of. I will be making a poncho out of these, but it will be taking me a long ass time. So yeah, that's what I got. I really was only planning on getting the red and the purple, but like I said, my partner came up to me like, can you make and of course I'm gonna say yes to them. Like I said, I was thinking that it was going to be a lot more like looking at other people's works, and there was some of that, but not as much as I was expecting, so maybe that was on me for like not knowing what I was getting into. I will say also, even though there were definitely people there wearing crochet pieces, and I saw a couple of the vendors crocheting, I will say it was very much catered towards knitting. I saw one weaver and one embroiderer. One weaver and one embroiderer, and I would have liked to see more variety of fiber arts. On another note, I went in my wheelchair. For those of you that don't know, I occasionally use a wheelchair if I'm going to be going to super big, long walking events. I have a messed up knee, and I also, because of other issues that I deal with, struggle with a lot of fatigue. And so even though I used to be able to walk for miles and miles and miles at a time, now I sometimes struggle to walk more than 5 or 6 minutes, which can be really frustrating, but I'm working on it. I have a walking pad now, and I was able to walk for a full 30 minutes by myself, so that was pretty great. Anyways, the venue was fully ADA compliant, and accessible. Sometimes venues will say that they're ADA compliant, and then there's like stairs to get in. There were no stairs to get in. It was all flat. That was good. Navigating through the crowd in my wheelchair was a little bit difficult, and I will say, this is just part of being in a wheelchair. People will say, "Excuse me," and then deeply and highly inconvenience you. Like, it is so much more inconvenient when someone cuts in front of you when you're in a wheelchair, because I have to stop really fast, and if I stop really fast in the wrong way, that can send me flying, and also it can send the person behind me knocking into me, and then I go rolling, and it's a whole thing. So that's not really the venue's fault. That's just what it's like being in a wheelchair. Oop, sorry, I have a little spoon here and I accidentally knocked it over. That's just what it's like being in a wheelchair. There were some raffles. I entered one. I didn't win. Unfortunate. But yeah, other than that, it was a super cool little thing, and I'm glad I went. I might go next year, depending, I guess, on if I really need to resupply my yarn stash. I would also love to enter a piece, but like I said, it didn't seem like it. For some reason, I thought we were going to be watching like the judging and everything like that, but everything already had its like first place, second place, third place placards, so I guess all of that got done beforehand. But again, I just didn't know that. I thought that we were going to be watching like, I don't know. I thought we were going to be watching the pieces be judged, but that was not the case at all. But it was still a nice event to go to, and I'm very glad I went. I always forget that I have to do this. Goodbye. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Were you at the Fiber Arts Festival, or does your state have one? Is it a festival or a fair? I think it's a fair. Does your state have one? Were you at this one? What have your experiences been like? Were you like me and also thought there would be more like pieces on display? Don't get me wrong, there were some, but just not as many as I was expecting. Yeah, okay, goodbye, have a good day.